Hi guys, welcome back to Working Workout TV. Be sure to check me out on Instagram at Working Workout TV. That's Working Workout TV on Instagram, on the IG, on the gram. And my name is Charles, and follow me on this fitness journey. Now today we're talking about jump ropes and cardio and jump ropes, and how jump ropes can help your cardio. But actually what we're doing is comparing the different types of jump ropes you can get, because there's so much choice out there. Which one should you get, and what are some of the issues that you see with the jump ropes? Now recently my jump rope almost pretty much died a death. It broke. Let me just pop that out here for you. So I bought a cheap one actually, because I thought, look, I've got a lot of stuff from my home gym. How complicated does a jump rope need to be? Now, I hadn't done jump rope a lot as my cardio for many years actually. Typically I'd do running on a treadmill, maybe a little bit of running outside. I play basketball, so that's for a few hours a week. I get my cardio that way. Or I might do some sets, but I'll do kind of high intensity. It's not quite the same cardio, but something to sort of get yourself sweating, get the muscles loose and the joints all supple. So anyway, recently I thought, let me do some jump rope. So I went out, I bought myself a jump rope. I pretty much went for the cheapest one on the shelf. I'm going to explain to you what you should be thinking about when you're thinking about jump ropes, and some of the pros and cons of different types of jump ropes, specifically the two I've got here. Now, this one, like I said, was pretty cheap. I've had to cut it up and tie knots in it and put it back into the handle, and now it's not quite the right length. So this one was really cheap, as I said. It's got like a kind of synthetic rubber material as the actual rope, so it hasn't got a core underneath. So actually, as I found when I used it outside a little bit, it started to wear away in the middle portion of it, which is a bit of an issue, and it gets tangled up and goes into knots and that sort of thing. So I definitely wouldn't recommend going for the cheapest jump rope you can find, because there is more to them. Also, the reason that I had to end up tying knots in it and cutting it and trying to adjust it is actually because what happened was I was skipping for about, let's say, 10 minutes per day, which I thought was a sort of an okay amount of time to sort of get some good cardio in, start to get a sweat. However, what I found was, as the jump rope swiveled around, this bit right here, even though it's not a knife edge, but if you imagine all of those revolutions, because I tend to do about at least two jumps in a second, so about at least 120 revolutions in a minute in terms of the skipping that I do. All of that torque, all of that force going around what is effectively just a bit of rubber. Effectively what you get is a bit like a pair of pliers squeezing on the edge of the jump rope, particularly if it's not made out of a good material. And then what happens, it actually sheared. So I actually lost a portion off the end of my jump rope because it just sheared on me. So I definitely wouldn't recommend going for a cheap pair, because this lasted me less than a month. I'm not even going to bother going and get a refund because they were just that cheap. So what I did do is I went online and I looked out for something that was perhaps a bit more robust. So the one that I came to a decision on was, again, I was looking at price. I didn't want to go too high, but I was be careful not to go too low. So I chose this one, and perhaps you can check back. Maybe I'll do another video to let you know how I've got on with this rope over time. As you know, the other one didn't get on that well. So this one is the RDX Giant Inside Jump Rope. It says here that it's good for boxing, MMA, jiu-jitsu, fitness, Muay Thai, gym accessories. So it's certainly not my main exercise, but it is really, really good for cardio. I mean, skipping is comparable to running in many ways. Sometimes it could be superior depending on how intense you're doing your skipping, and it's not as high impact as well. It's a full body workout. It's really, really good. But just to get back to this particular one, I've literally ordered online on Amazon. It's come in the post. I'll leave a link in the description below so you guys can get yours. I'll leave maybe a couple of different types of jump ropes so you can evaluate for yourself which one's ideal for you, but this is the one that I went for. The good thing about this one is it is adjustable to avoid the issue that I had before. It has over here what it calls the swivel, and this is what looks like a ball and socket joint, a bit like how your shoulder works as your shoulder rotates, which helps to avoid that same issue that I had of the shearing between the handle and the rope itself. This one also has a steel wire core, so meaning it's going to be more robust and it's not going to wear out like my old skip rope, or jump rope, if you call it over there in the States and other places. So it's got a steel core, it's got a ball and socket joint, and it is indeed adjustable. I don't know if you can see in here, but there's a screw that you can use to sort of tighten and adjust it. It comes very well presented. Down here we've got a little bag that you can keep the jump rope in, so that's going to be really handy for tidying it away. So that's really good. It says here satisfaction guaranteed, so we'll certainly see about that. Just to read the description on the back, it says here, RDX's fully adjustable pro steel wire jumping rope with PVC coating, so it's PVC, is made to bring out that champion attitude without going too far from your comfort zone. All you need is 6 foot times 3 foot space to whip out this PVC coated 3000mm steel wire, so that's the length running from end to end. A jump rope with a 2.6mm circumference. So that's going to be the thickness of the wire. So this one's actually quite a fine wire, and based on how it looks compared to the other one, it looks a bit more sturdy, so it's not going to get as tangled up as the other one, which was a sort of softer material, and it sort of tangles much like headphones did. So every time I wanted to jump rope, I had to untangle it, and that was just annoying. Whereas this one with the steel core, it's going to be a bit more rigid, and it's going to avoid getting tangled up. So I'm really looking forward to that. Plus it looks cool in black and almost like a fire red / orange on here. But just continuing, it says if this jumping rope is not a staple in your training regimen, okay, then it gets, this is marketing stuff essentially. But the bits I wanted to get out was the length of it, 3000mm, so that's 3 meters, and it's got a 2.6mm circumference, which has got a steel core on the inside, and I think that's really, really important. So that's the review. I guess the only thing left to do is open it, really. Bear with me for a second. Right, let's get involved. Let's cut that top right off. There we go. Do that. The jump rope out. Okay, so here's our bits. This gives you a bit more of a view. So this is the bag we were just talking about. This is so cool. Look at that. It says RDX, and then it's got the sort of website underneath. But it's a really nice bag that you can tidy away your jump rope and put in your gym accessories box or whatever you might have. So that's really good. The wire for this one is quite thin. Again, I don't know if you can see that there, but you can see. You can see the steel core on in the middle there. So I'm going to give this a try out and let you guys know how we get on. But it seems to be quite comfortable to hold on the handle. The handle's not that heavy actually. This is, I think, what they call more of a speed rope compared to, say, one that might be made out of maybe leather or rope rather. A lot of them are sort of made out of some of these more kind of mixed or synthetic materials. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Like I said, drop a like if you found the video helpful. Subscribe for new content. As you can see on the channel, there's all sorts of different content. If you're a fitness person like me and you're not just stuck to one kind of fitness, like you don't just do boxing, or you don't just do calisthenics, or you don't just do weights, or you don't just do cardio, on this channel My perspective is certainly to look at all different types of fitness to keep myself in shape. So I do all of the above, and I really enjoy it, and I hope you do too. So like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. What kind of issues have you had with jump ropes? How do they compare? Did you buy a cheap one and regretted it? Let me know in the comments. We can have a little discussion about that, because it was a really interesting journey I've been on with these things. I mean, it was good when I was skipping with them, but you know, when they break, obviously, I was like, I almost started to panic. I was like, I need to get a new pair of and some new jump ropes. So I ordered these, and they came really, really quickly. So like I said, I'll drop a link down in the description below. And I'll see you next time. Okay.